What if I can't? What if I don't? What if I never taste it? What if I believe, sweat, grind, bleed, and nothing changes? So what if I hope my lady needs money, but what if I'm broke? What if I take all them chances, get all them hands up, then again, what if I choke? Whoa, whoa, breathe, slow, and forget those feelings. Just be in my zone, and forget they're filming. Then I go to my happiest place, where my past is erased, and I find the passion it takes to mash on the gas and relax on the brakes. Cause I ain't going back there, not that low and not that scared. I'm not gonna sit and smoke while I live life broken, laugh and blow it in the air. Yeah, I'm sick of just running my gums, a sucker that's waiting for something to come, pretending I'm stunting but fronting no funds, keeping 100 in front of someone's, laying on a couch, brain full of drugs. I don't wanna talk, I just came for the buzz. They said it calm me down, that ain't what it does. I used to believe, but it ain't what I was. Telling everybody everything I'm gonna do. A year went by, I made no moves, waiting on luck when I know it ain't enough. And it took rock bottom to finally wake me up. Yeah, but now I'm feeling like the man. Cause I do my thing and I won't go back, even though I can. Yeah, ambition is something I need, something I be, not what I do. I needed to breathe, needed to dream. Yes, I believe I got something to prove, and that's why
I got this feeling inside of my head, inside of my head. And the Lord knows I've been up to no good, still haven't changed, even though I should. Dear Lord,
I promise to break before I drop to my knees. If I can learn before I pray, then it's a problem that God doesn't need. It's more than just words, more than a phrase, more than advice. I got it from me, back from the bottom with nothing to fear. Easy to say, harder to be. Ready to go, ready to jump. Yeah, I've been on that bridge, never know hope, never know love. That was the way that I lived. Oh, what a feeling to turn it around. After my ceiling was burned to the ground, death was appealing, I stood up to deal with it. That is the feeling of earning a crown. I am a king, I am a king. Fuck all the stresses, man, that's not a thing. Fuck the depression, man, I got a dream. If I want excellence, that's what I bring. I am the truth, I am the lie. I am the wall between me and the prize. I am the difference between being dead while I'm living and living while I am alive. And if I fail, then it's probably cause I don't have those great surroundings right now. It's up to me to bring the great out of everything that I'm surrounded by. And I'll admit I made enough excuses. The blame game, that's just as useless. The want that you have, that's just as use it. Ain't shit left, just fucking do it.
I got this feeling inside of my head, inside of my head. And the Lord knows I've been up to no good, still haven't changed, even though I should. Dear Lord, I got this feeling inside of my head, inside of my head. And the Lord knows I've been up to no good, still haven't changed, even though I should. Dear Lord.
Nobody sticks together, no one believes traditions. People leave and quit, and now I never see persistence. I see the good, the bad, and people who don't see the difference. I do not wish to be like you, so we should keep some distance. Cause see, for instance, love should be just instant. Even infants comprehend it. Tell me why you preach against it. Oh, you too egotistic to even seek assistance. Well, if you can't be consistent, you might as well cease existence. I was raised by a queen, but she worked like a slave. And yeah, she taught me to mean every word that I say. Taught me to treat people right, cause I deserved what I gave. Now I want nothing but perfect in every verse that I lay. My mama did some things for money, yeah, so what if she did? She did what she had to do, so we had a place to live. She put food up on the table, so we had a grace to give. Yeah, them bands will make her dance, cause them bands will feed the kids. And I ain't ashamed of that, not ashamed of that. I repeat myself, I bring it back. I can lie to you and try to hide the truth, but tell me what part of the game is that? No, I came to work, I run that game till my ankles hurt. She the reason I stand tall today. Damn right, I give thanks to her. No, I don't know just where I'm gonna be or what I'm gonna be doing in another year or 3. All I know is I'll be far from where I'm at. Gonna live to be a legend, yeah, I'm down to die for that. I don't know just where I'm gonna be or what I'm gonna be doing in another year or 3. All I know is I'll be far from where I'm at. Gonna live to be a legend, yeah, I'm down to die for that. I see you try to fit in, I see the separation. I've heard about your dreams, I see no preparation. You talk about success like it's just a destination. Wishing every day for something doesn't count as dedication. Dedicated to you basic-headed bougie bitches. Head too high to smell the roses, nails too clean to do the dishes. I used to holler, but you acted way too cool to listen. Now I get to taste revenge, I swear this shit is too delicious. Now I'm elevated, you still get hella faded. Your life is not progressing, but yet you celebrate it. Still live that same life, still getting medicated. Still living day to day like nothing's premeditated. Like you the baddest with your eyes low, tripping with a child at home, sitting while you styrofoam, sipping, coming home with strange men. Why he lie alone and listen, then wake up and go to work and deny his whole existence. Shit, where the dreams at? That's where my team's at. And we gonna change the world, yeah, I really mean that. So, until then you can find me in my zone, and that's where I stay, even if it means I die alone. I don't know just where I'm gonna be or what I'm gonna be doing in another year or 3. All I know is I'll be far from where I'm at. Gonna live to be a legend, yeah, I'm down to die for that. I don't know just where I'm gonna be or what I'm gonna be doing in another year or 3. All I know is I'll be far from where I'm at. Gonna live to be a legend, yeah, I'm down to die for that. I work the opening shift, midday graveyard in the red eye. This summer got done last winter, next winter right now. When will you boys realize? Gotta keep momentum, I never sit down, don't crease my denim. I just wanna eat more than them, that's why doors just keep opening. Yeah, I'm up before the rooster. I don't ever calm down, never woosah. I just do me, don't care who's on whose side. Move like a Marine, can I get a hoorah? These old cats hate on the flow, but they not OG, they just lazy and old. Funny how they call it chasing a dream. I call this shit an attainable goal. And WA found a way to explode. And 30 years later, it's Ray versus Bows. From planting the seeds and making it grow. Fuck ever being afraid of my foes. I'm breaking the mode, taking control. Making a statement, I say shit in bold. I wasn't made for no regular role. That's just the way that I roll. Man, just shut up. Shut up. Always talking about back in my day, man, just shut up. Shut up. Always on something, how to do this my way, shit, just shut up. Shut up. Nah, I don't wanna hear you speak. Nah, I don't really care where you be. Nah, I don't really care if you G. I just do me, they do them, they do them. If I don't get along with you, then there's no need to pretend. Man, I just do me, they do them, they do them. If I don't get along with you, then there's no need to pretend. No. I ain't here to make new friends, no. I'm here to make new records. Try to go heads up with me, I'ma lay you down like an offsuit do 7. All in like I got quadruple kings. Make the bass hit like a soft 17, I swear. Everything straight like I had 10 Jack King Ace and I just got the queen. Mean, fresh and I steal. Rep the Northwest to the death, yes I will. I do not stress, I invest and I build. Move with aggression, but question was real. Used to eat Pepsi and checks as a meal. Finally, I'm getting checks in the mail. Not everything is excessive as hell. Slap in the trunk, SS on the grill. Nah, tell me who wanna come test the boy. In my old school Chevy, not a Tesla boy. Started up and it sound like a jet deployed. If you don't wanna see me shine, then you best avoid. I say what I mean, no extra noise. I can't help that I like expensive toys. I work for myself, I don't get employed. I get ahead, I don't get annoyed. I just do me, they do them, they do them. If I don't get along with you, then there's no need to pretend. Man, I just do me, they do them, they do them. If I don't get along with you, then there's no need to pretend. No. Shut up. Always talking about back in my day, man, just shut up. Shut up. Always on something, how to do this my way, shit, just shut up. Shut up. Nah, I don't wanna hear you speak. Nah, I don't really care where you be. Nah, always talking about back in my day, man, just shut up.
Okay, test. Give me an okay. Let me know the audio's working. All that good stuff, and we can get into it. What's up, guys? What's up, Krypton, John, Crypto Half-Life Crippler, John again, G Money Bags, Curiosity, Obsidian. What's going on, guys? How you doing, guys? All right, let's go ahead and switch over to my beautiful face. What's up? Wearing pink today. Little salmon going on. Still a manly thing, but what's going on, guys? It's been a busy Friday. I had something pop up. I had to handle it before we started the live stream, but 6:30, 2 hours later, not too bad. Definitely not a couple days later, Monday. Crazy Kangaroo, what's going on, man? Eric, what's up, man? AK, what's going on? How you guys doing? All right. So the RSI did go back under on the 12-hour. That was the main thing from last live stream that we were looking at. That was a lot more bullish than everything else. But there is still some things that do allow me to still maintain a stance. So I've actually revamped my chart. Kind of went through. Hopefully I'm in frame here. Okay. Kind of went through and highlighted a lot more regions because I want to talk about this ahead of time so that it's not a real-time thing. I want to show you the regions that I'm looking at just in case we do have a downfall. The regions where I would be looking for it to catch support. Hopefully, we don't have a free fall like we did last time. But my whole ideology is that there's been so much money made off the stock market in the past couple of weeks / month that I have a feeling that a lot of that is going to start trickling into safe haven assets. I mean, you could make the case that Bitcoin is not a safe haven asset. It's definitely not preferable over gold at the moment, even though, I think it would be. But that's not my call. But, I do think that a lot of it's going to start going into gold and silver. We've already seen that. Hopefully, Bitcoin does get some of that, which I just have a feeling with the halving and the Elliott Wave being at 60 to 70%. I forgot what the exact number was. I feel like the scarcity shock is there, and that even if we do have a dip down, I still could remain bullish, dependent on how things work out. So let's talk about some of the regions that I would be looking at in particular if we did have a free fall. Not a free fall, but like a trickle down. First one, this is the major region that I would be looking to as support. And then taking shorts underneath it if we did break that region. So I'd probably start shorting somewhere around 85. That would probably be my number where I particularly take a short. Might have a stop loss within this region or above it. That's my personal preference. And then I'll probably be shorting down somewhere to 78 to 7,500. That's where I would probably first take profit. I might hold on to it depending on how things look. If I see a double bottom, anything strong telling me that that could be the region where we collect support, I might exit the trade fully. But if not, if we don't hold that 78 to 75 region, I probably would be looking somewhere around 67.50 as my next particular region of support. Reason being, that was where we kind of flipped resistance to support before we continued into this major uptrend. And right now, in my eyes, we are still sitting above the uptrend support. So we still have that going for us. And the way that I kind of make that line, it's not exact off of wicks or not exact off of the averages. It's kind of a combination in between the two, right about here. So you can see we're pretty much sitting directly on that line. You can see how I started from this wick back here. You can see we wicked up to it right here. And then that was where the average / wick was before we, had that major pump. All right, so that's what I'm really banking on holding. And we're coming up to a capitulation within the next couple of days. I would say 3 to 4 days, or we could make a decision. As well as that, I did incorporate a logarithmic curve. Typically, I do this on a lot larger time frame, but I saw the opportunity for it. You can see how we have pretty much a completely circular kind of support sitting here. So I do want to have that in place just in case, see how that works out. So if we did continue this, what I would probably be expecting is us using this previous support as resistance on the way up if we did choose to go up that up channel. That is an option. So this is off the daily chart, so it's nothing small. It's not a small time frame to be making this assumption off of. It's kind of like the in-between where I would consider a logarithmic curve to be appropriate. So I wouldn't do it on the 2 hour, wouldn't do it on the 5 minute, but the daily I do see a reasoning for it. As well as that, MACD has started to come out of that downwards force. Obviously, it's all dependent on how you draw your supports and resistances, if you think that's valid. But we're just starting to edge out of it. We're not even close to confirming getting out of this downwards resistance. You can see the RSI is still holding strong on that downwards resistance. The thing that I'm looking for on the RSI, on the daily perspective at least, would be an inverse head and shoulders exactly where we're sitting. So if I can go ahead and highlight this for you guys, you can see we have the first shoulder here, head right here. And then if we hold this support and confirm another shoulder, that could potentially give us the necessary momentum to break that downwards resistance, maybe come above it, come back down to confirm support, and then continue on upwards. Stochastics, on the other hand, are looking great on the daily. They broke that downwards resistance. Obviously, they want to come back down and retest. We'll see how that works out. Hopefully, all in all, I would be looking for it to hold the 50, within standard deviation. So we're just going to call it the 50 to be exact. I would be looking for it to kind of confirm support somewhere around that area. That would give me a little bit more confidence for longs. Obviously, this is from a daily perspective. Let's go down to a 12-hour real quick. 12-hour, you can't really do much. You can't really say much about the stochastics. Still sitting above the 50, always a good thing. On the actual RSI, though, we have started to get a bounce. Like I said, it's not even close to confirming yet. So we'll see how that works out. But you can see we kind of have the same sort of structure, just not as exact on the daily chart. And then obviously we've been talking about this right here for a while. I connect peak to peak. And depending on how you do it, you could do it like this. But even then, I would say we're starting to get out of that downwards resistance. The way that I had it set up before was right here. Because I kind of saw this area in particular, right here to right here, as a flip of resistance to support. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. And obviously we do have to break the downward resistance here. I have this highlighted off of a couple of wicks, and I do have a little bit of Elliott Wave incorporated into this. So I do believe that we have completed the 5th wave. So that could complete our downwards, cycle, so to speak. And we could have a couple retests to the upside. Now, obviously, we do have to break the at least 10,000 resistance before I start saying anything major. After that would be 10,400. 10,400 to 10,500 is the real place. All right, we talked about this last month and the month before that. That's the place that I'm looking at. Once you get past that region, you can pretty much call in 11.5 to 11.3 pretty much instantly, as long as that continues to hold as support. That's pretty much the lowdown on that. Hopefully everything got covered. Stochastic, RSI, MACD, and then we covered these regions right here. So I'll leave that up for anybody that wants to take a screenshot or anything like that. And we'll start reading chat. Are you short now? No, not short now. Still long. But like I said, I didn't want to cover those regions of support that I would be looking at in particular if I did have to flip to a short. So we covered those. Rafa, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? I'm bullish on a yearly level. 7,700-ish is my short target on my swing from 9,630. That's awesome, man. I'm kind of upset how things went because when I was trying to take shorts, I was on USDT. And USDT, I think, went to like 10,320. And I was trying to get a short at 10,350, 10,370, something like that. And I missed it. Because I would have held it from that region if that was the case. But unfortunately, things didn't work out in our favor. Hey, Kite, how's that $100 account coming along? There's not much to trade. It's still sitting at 1,100. So once this trade's done, if we lose it, it'll be $60 loss. But I can immediately switch into a short. Hopefully make back those losses plus at least 200 to 300% profit. That would be my plan going forward. The 50 level on RSI is support. Is there a specific time frame you found to be the most powerful? It's all dependent on how you trade. I keep coming over here into this part of the frame. It's all dependent on how you trade. If you are a scalper, I would say 2 hour would be a good time frame. That's one that I've used in the past. But you really want to take a look at each time frame individually and see if there's any consistency. If you can see at least one tap off the 50 and then back into the overbought region, watch for another one. We've seen it where it's gotten a bounce off the 50 on the RSI on the 12 hour and the daily. And then obviously maybe a day or two after, we see a major pump come in. So it's not something that you want to ignore. Just find out which time frame is doing it most consistently and then work off of that one if you want to have those consistent long trades or short trades. Phoenix, what's going on, man? Glad for you to be here. Stuart, what's up, man? Bitcoin sucks right now. You gotta be patient, man. We're about to pop off. Is your chart on log scale? Yes, it is. Always have it on log scale. That's what my preference is. Hey, Kite, I'm at the snow and reception in trouble. Hopefully this message comes through. Hopefully all is doing well. What's up, man? Everything's doing absolutely fantastic. Had such a good entry for ETH, 15x short from 245. I had to take my profit at 235, but I got greedy and pulled the limit take profit and ended up getting stopped out at 240. Damn, man. Yeah, dude, there's been some times where like the most stupid things happen and it's purely my fault. One time I was in a completely, utterly fantastic trade. I go to hit limit take profit and I just wasn't thinking at the time and it closed out my entire position. Obviously it was in profit, so you can't really like yell at yourself for it. But stuff like that happens if you're not careful. What's up, man? Hopefully you had a great day. I deliver packages. Had a great day, man. Had a great day. Let's see. The only thing that's wrong today is my neck is killing me. I need to get a new pillow or something. But besides that, everything's fantastic. I think I've been doing too much breathing. That's why my neck hurts. Yeah, it's not a fun thing to happen. Liked your Gann video setup, but can you show us how to trade with them? I mean, to trade with them, you simply, if you have a consistent Gann fan, just if it's showing signs of support, long off of it. The main rule of thumb is treat it as if it's a Fibonacci retracement on an angle. So what I mean by that is your 1-to-1 is your trend. All right, if you're above the 1-to-1, you're supposed to be bullish. If you're below it, you're supposed to be bearish. And then obviously your 8-to-1 Gann fans are your strongest supports and resistances. That's what's kind of holding you in place. The last time that I used Gann fans in particular was right before we dropped down here. I had my macro Gann fan set up, and I literally bought back all of my Bitcoin that I sold at the $7,300 region at about $3,800. And that was where my 8-to-1 Gann fan was. So it's all dependent on how much you can trust them. All right. If you've been using them for a long time and you've built up that trust with them, lean on it. All right. Find something that speaks to you and lean on it. How's your workout doing? Not too good, but we're not going to talk about that. Like, I've been eating good. Like, I haven't been going out getting fast food and pigging myself out. But I haven't been on my walks in like a couple of days. Doing another giveaway was surfing during your last ones. Damn, I'm sorry you missed the last room. Yeah, like I said, we'll do giveaways whenever we can. I think the Bybit affiliate account is back up to $50, so we're already, you know, a fourth of what we did last time. So if you guys do want to support the channel for giveaways, in the bottom, first link in the description, there's a Bybit affiliate link. Deposit 0.05 BTC. I collect a portion of your fees. It goes back into the channel for giveaways. Do you work out fasted? Yes. So my whole thing was in the mornings. I had been fasting for at least 20 hours, and I would go for that walk. Nothing intense, nothing that's gonna like, you know, make me die, because I'm not in that state of health and fitness yet. But I think working out fasted is a good idea if it's light workouts. Nothing like, I would say like hit cardio would be okay. I don't know. Hit cardio was like one of my favorite things when I was a skinny boy. Let's see. Is MACD a lagging indicator? Everything is a lagging indicator, if I'm being honest. Someone asked me earlier, like, they were talking about their own psychology and whether or not it's a good idea to try to predict what price action is going to do. And my answer to that is have a combination between the two. Work with what you're given, understand the setup that you can currently see, but also try to complete the puzzle, because from a certain position, all right, you want to try to figure out what could be the next possible move. Always have that. Try to have a part of your brain trying to complete the puzzle, but be realistic. Obviously, if you're trying to complete the puzzle and you're saying something that's completely outlandish, all right, things can happen that are completely outlandish, but you don't want to think like that all the time. So have a combination between trying to predict what's going to happen, i.e., like if you have a left shoulder in a head, try to predict a right shoulder, stuff like that. But listen to your indicators as well. It's a combination between everything that you got, the tools that you've worked with for a long time. Like I said, find stuff that fits your personality, all right, that has a consistent track record. As long as you're above 40% win rate and you're paying attention to your risk to rewards, you're going to be an excellent trader. That's all you need to know. But obviously, there's 1,000 different things to choose from. Let's see. Currently, like, my only workout has been Wim Hof breathing. So I've been doing Wim Hof for like 1 hour a day, and I'm starting to see certain things happen. So the other night, all right, I do have some problems with my heart where sometimes just randomly it will like spike up. It's not because of anxiety or anything. It just happens. I remember one time when I was like 10 or 11, I was at my grandma's house and I was just trying to go to bed. My heart rate spiked up to 220. We had the ambulance called and everything. So through the Wim Hof breathing, I've actually been able to slow my heart rate down at will. So the other night, I actually got it down to 40 beats per minute, which was like a milestone for me. My heart rate resting is always like 80 beats per minute. And I know that's not healthy. So, all right, let's go ahead and talk about ETH. Because I do want to continue to keep an eye on ETH. ETH did see a rejection at that place that we were talking about. We do need to get past that 250 resistance. I wouldn't say it's a good short position right now. Maybe. No, that's a 6.38 stop loss. I don't think that's a... I think if we got a closer entry. Some indicators. Stochastics crossed down to the downside. We're looking at 12 hours. Well, does look like we got rejected at this horizontal resistance. We could probably expect it to come back down and try to retest somewhere in this region. All right, on the RSI, that could be potentially a good position for a long. There's not a whole lot of resistance on the MACD cross. Only thing that I can see is this horizontal resistance from this last peak. But besides that, it's actually looking all right. It's not looking bad, especially with this double bottom right here. If we can get past that resistance on the not the stochastics, the MACD cross, I would be looking for continuation on price action. But obviously, 250, that's the mark that we got for, just like how 10,400 would be my particular resistance for Bitcoin to break, for it to have a massive run up. 250 on Ethereum would be what I'm looking at. And if we were to break the 218 support, I would be looking for about 195 next. But obviously, that's quite a while away. But yeah, didn't break the downtrend just yet. Do you still use MC? No. I've said this 1,000 times. It's no fault of your own. But there's nothing like ill intent about it. I'm not trying to not promote it or not anything like that. I just want to make sure that when people come into the live stream, there's indicators on the screen that are familiar, that everybody knows about, or at least most people. That way, you know, when I'm talking about it, you can see what I'm talking about. Madanu, what's going on, man? Yeah, 6.38%. Do your streams get taken down because you keep playing music? I think last time there was a certain artist that I usually don't ever play that did cause it to. It didn't get taken down. It got taken down in certain countries, which I don't understand. But I'm just going to stay away from that artist, even though it's one of my favorites. I don't know. YouTube's got a stick up their ass about music. I understand, all right, the whole, you know, other person's music and then monetization. Most of the times when I do these live streams, they aren't monetized. And even if I did monetize them, I make like $1. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But from an Elliott Wave perspective, so if you know, obviously I have not had anything substantial to actually verify that my counts are correct. But from what I've learned so far, I do believe that we're in the 4th correction wave. All right, I don't think a lot of people have counts that are saying that we've completed the 5th impulse wave up. I see how they're saying that because in traditional Elliott Wave theory, you have things called extensions. So you would consider this a 5th wave extension, basically saying this would be like a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I mean to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. But from one of the books I recommend, basically what it says is that's BS. Extensions don't really exist. If you see an extension, it's probably meaning that your wave count is wrong. All right, now you can have failed waves, don't get me wrong, but I do think that we're in the 4th wave. All right, the way that I count mine would be 1. Oh, that's not an Elliott Wave. It would be 1, 2, and then this would be approximately 3, and then we're working on the 4th right here. The reason for that is because back here we had a ABC flat correction, which we have not broken support on. So if that continues to hold, that tells me that, I mean, we have the correction for us to be bullish. Now, from a 12-hour perspective, it does look like we've completed 5 waves. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know traditional Elliott Wave rules say that the 4th wave can't extend into 1st wave's extreme, but we're just going to go with it. So to me, this is looking like 1, 2, and if we were to target the 1.618, it would be somewhere around 11,300 to 11,500. I like Wim Hof. So, like, people that do Wim Hof in the beginning, they don't understand that it's literally like a workout. The longer that you practice and you use that muscle, the more things that start to become easier and easier. i.e., like controlling your autonomic nervous system, your blood pressure, your inflammatory responses, heartbeat, all the things that you can't control normally. And that's why I said I practice Wim Hof for about 1 hour a day, because it's proven that if you are doing something for more than 1 hour, or at least 1 hour, it starts to regroove your brain in simple terms, make new neural pathways. What is this ETH gold stuff CryptoFace got into? I'm not going to talk about it. I got opinions on it. I'm not here to say anything. Hey brother, thanks again for the stream. Hope all is well with you. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Kite, have you seen Dogecoin on Binance Tether? I got no comment. All right, Dogecoin has always been a meme in my eyes, and it still is. It's a meme. All right, I don't even prefer to talk about it. It just goes to show that sometimes even the most stupid things can be profitable if you're lucky. We could start a fish coin. We could. Kite coin? I don't know. I would be afraid to call it Kite coin. All right, because listen, there's been some times where I go to pick up like food at like a restaurant, and I say my name, and they repeat a word back to me out loud. I'm like, okay, buddy, you're about to get fired. Damn, you cannot say that in public. Is if the free version of Market Cipher is the same as the paid version? I'm not gonna promote any free version of Market Cipher or anything like that. Autism? Autism Kite. No, not autism. Not autism. Specifically my last name. I'm curious though. I would love for this logarithmic curve to actually work out. I try to make it as responsibly placed as I could. And you can see how I'm kind of doing it. We have that curve right there, comes down hooks. So I feel like that's, it's not too, I feel like it's a good estimate of what it could be if we continue to follow that. What do you see when you look at the 15-minute BTC time frame? Do you like the 50 cal they put in? It's so good. Don't exactly know what you mean by 50 cal they put in. Let's see. Let's look at the 15-minute. I have not been on the 15-minute in a hot minute. But what I can see instantly, just from a short time frame, definitely would be a inverse head and shoulders right here. You can see the horizontal support would be roughly around this region at about 91.89. The horizontal support on average from a lot of the higher time frames would be around 9,225. All right, so that's, as if we're below that, which we're not really right now. We're kind of sitting on it. I'm fine with anything around there as long as we're holding above that on average on at least a 12-hour to daily. That's a good sign to me for longs. But on the lower time frames, 92.50. If we break above 92.50, we could actually we could see a pump back up to around 93.68 to perhaps even well, on that side actually, yeah, we could see about 94.35 if this inverse head and shoulders wanted to work out. We do have a bullishly diverging RSI from right here. Like I said, I don't like talking about lower time frames. There's not a whole lot of consistency with them. but that's what I see. Yeah, that's the question. I mean, that could be a good position to get into on one of my other accounts. I could either wait for the breakout trade, like right here, set stop just below, probably around here, and then I would say the safe target would probably be take profit somewhere around 93.87, and that would come out to about a 3.85. That's pretty much like the minimum. 4 is the minimum for my particular trading plan that I can take, so that's within reason. Obviously, if you want a little bit better stop loss, you can always do a little bit better stop loss, but you do have to give it some breathing room. Yeah, I was looking at right here because this is where it flipped from resistance, momentary support, and then fall. So that's what I was saying about 93.80 would be a good take profit on that particular scalp trade if you were going to take that. Not financial advice, just a 20-year-old kid on the internet wearing 7 pink hoodies, okay? Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Let's clean some of this up. Dude, I need an inversion table. Any of you guys got one of those things that you can attach to like a doorknob, and it it cradles your neck, and then you kind of like sit across the room and it pulls on your neck? I need one of those. Might have to go to my stepdad's. He's got one of them.
I work the open and shift, midday graveyard in the red eye. This summer got done last winter, next winter right now. When will you boys realize? Gotta keep momentum. I never sit down, don't crease my denim. I just wanna eat more than them.
See, what do I put on?
Just keep opening.
How about dusk? Where would you take profit? Dusk. I guess we'll do BTC. Go to the daily.
I'm sick of all the bullies, sick of all the classes. I am done dealing with all of the bitch-assness. I am not a cool kid, I am cuckoo if you ask them. Grew up outcasted, happy never lasted. Cruising 99, Aurora be the avenue. Fiends up and down the block, searching for a bag or two. Girls selling sex, crazy what your habits how to do.
Just from what I can see, okay, I don't know anything about this coin, so this is pure technicals, all right? So don't murder me if nothing goes right on what I'm about to say. So you really don't have any clear line of support and resistance in this general location. So I drew it as a rectangle because in a lot of these situations where I can't identify an exact point of invalidation, this is typically what I do. So you can see over here, the bottom support was in this general location, as well as these two resistances, tests that's shown as resistance. So for me, in this situation, this would be a no trade area anyways. If you were to take a position, that is. I would say as long as you're taking profit in this region, it's all right. Dependent on where you bought this, you could hold on to it and hold on to it until this diagonal support breaks, because I would assume, yep. So my rule of thumb is that if a diagonal shows signs of clear support and resistance for at least 30 days, it can be used as such from that point on until broken. So that is why I'm saying that this diagonal in particular could be used as a point of entry. All right, if you did get back into this this region right here, I'm not even going to try to say that number, but hopefully you can see it. Oh, what am I talking about? Just call Satoshis. Yeah, if you can get a buy-in somewhere around 347 Satoshis, maybe even lower, somewhere around here, about 341, that wouldn't be too bad of an idea. But I would say if we do get past, let's give it a little bit of breathing room. If we do get past around 400 Satoshis, I would hold on to it. A lot of these coins are actually in positions where if you just hold on to it, you might come out on top. And especially, hold on, what was that coin that we were looking at the other day that a lot of people were talking about? that I'm not particularly in. I do have some, just because. Oh, okay, exactly. All right, so this is one of the coins where we were talking about this situation. It hasn't shown it on the coin that you just asked me about, but with things starting to heat up, with the halvening hitting on Bitcoin, I know that it might be too early for us to start getting really, really bullish on it, but you do have to keep that in mind. A lot of these coins are going to be breaking their previous all-time highs or within like a given range. All right, like I don't have all the price history on link. I don't know that if this is one of its all-time highs. Hopefully it is. But there is, if as long as you got a buy-in around $4.80 or below, I would hold on to it for long term. All right, because you don't know what this is going to do. Obviously, like I said, the best bet for these types of situations, instead of trying to be all technical with it, I would say find the time frame that is getting bounces off the 50 on the RSI. Typically for these major bull runs, you do want to be looking at the daily to 3-day, maybe even the weekly, but that's my opinion on that.
I just wanna feel something. I don't really care if it hurts, long as it's real and gotta last long. I just wanna feel the wind, even if I gotta fall to feel it. Long as
I think as a kid, even when I wasn't really like chubby, I've always had a double chin. I guess just because of the way my face is shaped. So even as a kid, like I had this weird thing where I had to like extend my face out so I didn't have a double chin. Now I can grow a beard so I can kind of hide it. But hopefully we'll get rid of that in a little bit. Hey man, it would be awesome to get a Kite's book list of favorite books on trading. Let me get my Audible real quick. The first book that I'm gonna recommend here is all psychology pretty much. All right, and that's, I think, for me personally, technicals are like literally 10% of trading. Psychology is really where trading takes place. All right, being able to manage your own emotions and really think logically instead of emotionally. So let me go ahead and get to my Audible real quick. I forgot what the name of the book is called. It's very, very simple, and I've read it 2 times. Well, listened to it 2 times. Where is it at? Is it on my Audible? Trading in the Zone. All right, a lot of people have read or listened to this book, but if you have not, it is a must. All right, it's a must. All right, everything in it is very dead simple. You probably have thought these things to yourself, but typically humans know what's good for them and they know what's healthy, but they don't do it. All right, no, I'm a hypocrite when it comes to that. Okay, especially with health. All right, but Trading in the Zone has so many hidden gems. Just really pay attention to when you're listening or reading it. And then when it comes to trading books, I don't have a lot on any specific styles except for Elliott Wave. Because Elliott Wave is one of the actual more complicated methods of trading and market structure that you do have to kind of sit down and really learn. The first one I would ever recommend is the Visual Guide to Elliott Wave Theory. It's a picture book, color book for traders. Very easy to understand. It doesn't always talk about Elliott Wave. It also talks about risk reward, setting up things appropriately. And that book can visually show you a lot of setups that will be long-term profitable if you can identify them in your said market. My best advice is when you're going through that book, every single example they give of a setup or correction or anything like that, make sure to not only go to Bitcoin, but to traditional markets and try to find that same setup. See how it actually plays out in a real market rather than a book. Okay. And they also give real market examples in the book as well. But it's important for you to be able to identify them. And then the next book that I would recommend would be A Case for Modification for RN Elliott Wave's Impulse Wave Structure. That takes everything that you learn about Elliott Wave theory and it irons it out, makes it more usable, especially for crypto that I've found, because crypto is a lot more erratic than traditional markets and everything doesn't really work out exactly, because it's a totally different beast. It's a totally different animal. So you do have to kind of watch out for that. Bitcoin. Mitch, thanks for being on being on that wave with me, man. I appreciate it. Oh, and the case for modification of Elliott Wave's theory, that book has a lot more information. It's a lot more to get through, but it's well worth it. It tells you a lot about setting targets using mathematics rather than measured moves with your trend lines, which I found to be very, very helpful. To have more of like, in the past I used to preach all the time. Think like a bot. No, trade like a bot. Think like a whale. And the more that you can use mathematics instead of, I don't know, just visual IQ to predict these moves and these setups, the better chance you have. So that one in particular would be one of the best books. And then obviously there's the actual Elliott Wave theory book, but I have not actually read that one yet because the two other ones sufficed. Crippler, what's up? But I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of books on spiritual. I mean, not spiritual. Trading. I have a lot more books on spiritual things. Some of the books that I'm reading recently is a field guide to lucid dreaming. Rereading that one because I read that back when I was 14. But it's a really good book. I got The Way of the Iceman for Wim Hof. I got High Magic by Damien Eccles. I'm trying to read the Book of Enoch. Because everyone's telling me not to, and if you tell me not to do something, I'm gonna read it. All right. Autobiography of a Yogi, got that one. Stillness is Key. Another book by Wim Hof, What Doesn't Kill Us. Yeah, I got George Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. Yeah, that's some of the books I've been reading recently. Thoughts on XRP? Go check out XRP. Alright, so we got that diagonal resistance highlighted. We haven't checked XRP in a long time. We just came off of that support. This is on a daily chart. Looks like we got rejected off of that resistance. We are sitting at another resistance as well. We'll see if we actually get past that. And so we just got a clip out of the overbought region. The R's, not the R side, the MACD cross is still crossed the upside. I would simply say off of the stochastic and RSI, there potentially is a good short position open right now, within reason. Obviously, like I said, not financial advice. I'm just a 20-year-old kid on the internet. Eventually, one day, I can't say I'm a 20-year-old kid. I would have to be like, I'm a 35-year-old man. I don't know. That'd be weird. But potentially, depending on how this candle body closes. Well, actually, no, it just closed. No, we closed in 48 minutes. What am I talking about? So, let's see. I don't really see a good risk-reward ratio open for that one, unless we did break through that support, which wouldn't look good for the rest of the coins if we did break that support. But I mean, if we did get a rejection here, it would be looking like a head and shoulders pattern right here. And then you could probably target around 17 cents, 17.7 cents. I think there's so much stuff going on that is newsworthy, that the news channels don't know what to focus their attention on. I don't know. I'm just, I live in my own bubble. I don't watch the news. All right. It's too much bad news. All right. I like to keep things positive. All right. The second thing starts showing up on my doorstep, which I don't live in a big mansion. I'm not secluded. So Once they start showing up on my doorstep, that's when I can start doing things. What about ADA? Let's take a look at ADA. ADA is in the same position as Link, to be honest. As long as we are holding above 10.3 cents, if you bought anywhere below there or anywhere close to there, I would hold on to it. And it does seem like this is what I'm talking about right here. All right. As long as we continue to hold this support within reason on the daily chart on ADA, it could continue to pump and pump and pump. And every single time that you get a bounce off of it, it's going to get more and more exaggerated and give you better results. So if you are trading ADA, it is in a hold position as long as we stay above 10.3 cents. And then you would want to be looking at the daily chart for those bounces off the 50 on the RSI. As long as that continues to happen, like I said, you could see a really good amount of profit coming off of that potentially. Because you have no resistance in this until you get back up to like 30 cents. Obviously, we can build resistance as we go along, but we'll see. Can you look at the 1 hour Bitcoin chart? Absolutely. Let's go to the 1 hour. We talked about the 15-minute a couple minutes ago. And the 1 hour showing the same exact things that I would be looking at. Why are the lines? You see that? What just happened? Okay. But on the 1 hour chart, 15-minute chart, it does look like we're starting to get a inverse head and shoulders. There's a potential breakout trade that you could take. Entry somewhere around 9,261. Stop loss somewhere in this region, anywhere between 9,250 to 91.94 would be a good scalp trade. Not financial advice. 20-year-old kid on the internet. All right. I put too much product in my hair. All right. I can't be responsible for your trades. All right. But that's what I can see. And it does look like we do have a double bottom on the RSI on the 1 hour, starting right here. So there is a good potential for a continuation, but with the stochastics being the way they are, we do want to see it kind of flip around here soon if you are going to do that. But you do have the MACD cross to the upside, and you do have that double bottom on the RSI. So there's a lot of potential there for another spike to the upside. The thing that I was talking about earlier was, let's turn off the wicks real quick. So you can see right here, all right, I know it's a little bit hard to see, but the last peak resistance on average was at about 9,190 on the daily chart. So that is my layer of support. As long as we're holding above that last peak, especially on this next candle body close, I would see another retest to the upside. It might not be as high as we got last time. My potential take profit for that scalp long would be about 9,370. That would be my take profit if I were to be scalping set trade. Anybody got any thoughts on Joe Dispenza? He has a series on Gaia. I watched the first episode and the second one, but it seems like he just kept repeating the same information over and over again, which I'm fine with. But it was all like, I felt it to be all bark, no bite. Maybe I just haven't watched long enough. Anybody got any experience with Joe Dispenza? Not a coronavirus cough, just somebody that can't quit nicotine. That's what I thought. Are you still fasting? Yes, I'm trying to get back into it. I have had slip ups though. Obviously, like when you have friends and it's like a social setting and like everybody's eating or like somebody orders something and they offer it to you, you don't want to be that dickhead that's like, nah, I'm fasting. But at some point you can't make excuses anymore. We've been long. All right. I've been long since 9,115. Uh, my case for that would be the level of support that we've shown past here. And we're starting to build a logarithmic curve that you can see coming off of this. So that's what I'm looking at in particular to help us break that particular resistance right here. And let me just measure this out. Let me make sure it's been about 37 days that we've held that consistently. So I would call that resistance. I'm more like, are you going to eat that? The one thing that I get pissed about is when I'm doing intermittent, because when I get into something, I do absurd amounts of research on it beforehand. Okay. And then when someone comes along that has done no research on it and they're just going off of like societal like things that they've been conditioned with, like one of the biggest things is like breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If you miss breakfast, you're a Nazi. It's marketing. All right. It is proven that if you eat breakfast, it actually slows your metabolism down. Why would you need your metabolism to go faster if you just ate a meal? Just spiking your insulin at the beginning of the day, yes, does give you an initial energy boost, but it does make you crash harder later in the day. It's better to allow your body to have time to really understand how to, because that's why intermittent fasting sucks in the beginning for about a week or two, is because your body's not used to using fat as fuel. But the more time that you give it and to adapt to using fat as fuel, the faster it burns it, as well as the more energy you have. But for the first week and a half, your body only knows how to use food for fuel. The initial carbohydrates and I forgot whether it switches to glucose or something else. Chinese marketing says that the time of morning is when your stomach's active. No. Glucose versus ketosis. Exactly. I never done a ketosis test where you pee on a stick. It's like a pregnancy test to see if you're burning fat. But you can feel when you're in ketosis. You got energy, and dude, I remember. So when you start intermittent fasting, and your body does start to switch to fat for fuel, and like you're trying to go to bed and you cannot sleep because you have so much damn energy because your body's like, we have so much food, and then you're just sitting there, you're hot as fuck, and you can't even. You gotta rip all the blankets off, turn the air conditioner up, everything. I think it's all dependent on what you're comfortable with. My main thing is like I don't prefer Bitcoin over something else because it's Bitcoin. It's just what I've been using and trading and noticing and always checking on the most often. So I've kind of learned how this market works, how it breathes, so I can have a little bit more accuracy in it. I always use the pendulum clock analogy. If you take a whole bunch of pendulum clocks, you put them on a wall, they're all going to be swinging at different speeds. The longer that you leave them on that wall, the more in sync they get. So if you consider the market the wall and you a clock, the more time you spend in that market, the more in sync you'll get with it. So just choose your coin that you really want to trade or you see a lot of potential in. Like I said, it's different for everybody. Everybody's got different things that they're looking for. And trade it. And don't stop. And focus on it. Get in sync with that market. Learn how it breathes. Learn how it walks. All right, and learn how it runs, and you'll have a better time with it. Would that pump BTC invalidate the inverse head and shoulders? A pump wouldn't invalidate the inverse head and shoulders, but that would be where we would take our breakout trade. Is pretty much like as that pumped. So you would want to take your entry and then set your stop loss below on this specific setup. You can see the MACD cross is heading back up to the upside. So yeah, we'll see if that works out. Like I said, my potential take profit would be somewhere around this region, somewhere anywhere between 93.50 to 93.86. It's about a 4 risk to reward ratio, so not too bad. Oh, to hodl. So the coins that I hodl is Monero, Ethereum, Basic Attention Token. Those are the 3 besides Bitcoin that I have the most amount of percentage in. I have some other ones, obviously, especially the ones lately, like Link. I bought a little bit of Link comparative to my portfolio, and I'm just gonna sit on that. So yeah, that's my idea. Those are my coins. Like I said, just do your research, find out. And even if it is a recent altcoin that doesn't have a lot of price history or anything like that, if you can really do the research on it, make sure that everything is well established, they got a good team, whatever it might be, find that thing that speaks to you, that you can call your Amazon, your Microsoft. You know, like I was saying in the last live stream, my dad, from the very moment I was born, pretty much started establishing, find that next Microsoft, find that next Amazon, and just believe in it. All right, so do what you got to do. But those are my personal coins that I hold. Stuart, have a good night, buddy. Appreciate you being here. I have not even looked at Tesla like for a couple months. I think I sold it at like $700 to $800, and I bought it a long time ago. So I cashed out on that, sitting pretty, just a little something extra, throw into Bitcoin. All right, we've been streaming for about an hour now, so I'm going to start saying goodbye. Appreciate your time, guys. One last plug. In the description, Bybit affiliate link. If you guys sign up with that, deposit 0.05 BTC, goes into the Bybit affiliate account. We use that for giveaways. 80% of it goes back to you guys. So the more we got, the more I can give away. We're back up to $50 now in BTC, so that can go towards the next giveaway. So usually it takes about a week to accumulate about $50. So maybe at the beginning of next month, we can do another $200 giveaway unless a whole bunch of people sign up for it. You don't have to in order to participate in the giveaways. Maybe in the future, once there is like an established base, we can set up something where it can give you an extra raffle, maybe like 1 or 2 extra raffle tickets, according to if you do have it signed up or not. I have to find out some way to incorporate that so I don't have to do it manually. Because if 100 people sign up, that's a lot to keep track of. Andrew, Brofist, where Windfish? He's sleeping right now. He's just chilling. You want to come say hello? You want to come say hello? Nah, he's being lazy. Peace and love. Appreciate it, man. Peace and love to you too. Good stream, bud. I'll see you in the next one. You too, John. Appreciate it, man. I gotta do laundry all tonight. I gotta find. Dude, you got. I'm probably not that problem. You guys are responsible adults. I always lose my favorite shirts and everything like that, and then it takes me weeks of doing laundry to find out where they are. Rafa, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys on Monday. It feels weird because this week feels like it went by absurdly fast. And now we're back to the weekend. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. Live it up. Take advantage of the good times while you got them, because who knows what's coming. 2020 has been a wreck so far. World War III could break out again, potentially. So just spend these weekends living it up. Crazy Kangaroo, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Phoenix, have a great one, man. G Money Bags, thanks, man. I appreciate it. You good luck to you too, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Esoteric, have a good one, buddy. I appreciate it. I like your name, man. Will we have a social distance in war? I don't know, man. Dude, I hope that World War III is fought over Twitter, man. That would be the most exciting thing. And I think World War II will look like a blip on the map. That's insensitive to say. But I think World War III should be fought on Twitter. All right, it'd be safer for everybody. Whoever has the best diss. All right, essentially it would be like the fast food Twitters. Okay, how they kind of like go back and forth. But it'll be China and the US. All right. I think that would be so fun to watch. And then whoever has the best disses wins. All right. It's like a rap battle. But we can only hope. We can only hope. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. We'll see how things are looking on Monday. Hopefully we get some sort of manipulation price action to set things up on Monday and have some sort of thing to trade. I mean, this is like the first good trade I've seen in a while. Like a halfway decent one. But, all right, guys. With that being said, no more tangents. I appreciate it. All right, bye-bye, guys.
Far away from me, no water from the tears. I wonder how they ever go.
Maybe they were wrong about me, and I was right the whole time. Underrated newcomer sitting on a gold mine. Never took a shortcut, I've been on that slow grind. Add up all the baby steps, I'll be there in no time. Folks line up and down the block to see the spectacle. You don't gotta like, at least admit the shit respectable. Never had dollars, we were fighting over decimals. Decimated all the doubt, now I'm feeling resolute. Now I'm feeling purposeful, working till mama's purse is full. Been rock bottom, only way to go is vertical. I was off balance, yeah, I was catching vertigo. Now they breaking vertebrae, every time I circle through. I prefer to do everything how I imagined it. Made this off a handout so they can put their hands in it. Break it and dismantle it and play me like a mandolin. Wait until I'm down till they offer me companionship. Saying they gon' ride for me when shit hits the fan again. They ain't really crazy, they as manic as a mannequin. Can it, man, I cannot stand hearing any more of this. I guess the moral is just maybe they were wrong. I'ma go until I get it, I'ma chase it till it's gone. Head in the clouds and my feet on the ground, screaming down at them like, look at me now. Just maybe they were wrong. Just maybe they were wrong. Don't be fooled by the frown on my face, I'm just playing along. Just maybe. Just maybe. Just maybe.